podcast though?
Every week,
Well, yeah, it goes. The idea of the podcast is it goes every week, no matter what. And it's kind of it's a little stressful, to try to and we were booking people, guest after guest after guest after guest, and we kind of took a brief hiatus from that and just said, we need to get in better timing, and that's when we got really deep. We've been playing a lot with Chat GPT.
Oh my God, yes.
And we created this artwork with AI. These are all the characters are AI generated. I made the logo, but all the characters are AI generated versions of us.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty cool. And so what we've done is, instead of like where we used to like go through the news stories and like actually look at the news website that we were reading it from, we just take that news story, plug it into Chat GPT, and write a news brief or write radio copy. And then we've kind of, and then Pete kind of looks at whether or not AI got anything right, because it often screws up.
What's interesting, I'm actually, it does often screw up somewhere. It's not as, now, some things I don't know shit about that, but I've got a friend that's really big into it, and now he typed some stuff in and was like, it was kind of, they nailed it on the head on some things that it could do. But man, I don't know.
We have found it fascinating. We actually, there's a person on the show which we refer to. He's not an on-air talent all the time. We call him Staff Writer Bill. He's been with us from the beginning, and he gives me great ideas. He is the laziest human being on the face of the earth, but he has fantastic ideas. So with the Hollywood writers strike, he decided he was on strike, and he has done more work on strike. And basically, a lot of it is he had AI ChatGPT write a strike speech for him. He had Chat GPT. We've actually put him up. We call it Bill Against the Machine, where last week he had to come up with 3 Seinfeld episode treatments, and he had to have AI come up with 3 episode. Before that, we did Adam Sandler movies, where he comes up with an Adam Sandler movie, and then he has AI come up with Adam Sandler movie, and we try to figure out who does a better job, Bill or
So
AI.
What did you guys do? Did you just type in, come up with an Adam Sandler movie, and that's what it does on its own?
Yeah, we kind of cheated by letting Bill do his own AI, and Bill runs his segment through AI to give it like an AI tilt to it, because AI is very, very woke, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you sometimes, it'll correct you. You know what I mean?
I haven't yet. So you can ask AI questions and it'll give you answers to.
Yeah. But you can do that, but you can also it doesn't have much of a working history of the world beyond 2021.
Okay.
But if you take a news story, put that news story in and say, write radio copy, it spits out some fun stuff.
That's I've got to mess with it, man. I mean, I know that's the future of stuff, but at the same time, I don't know how much invested in the future I am. I mean,
I hear exactly what you're saying with that.
That need to jump on it. You know what I mean? But I'm like, okay, I'm 45, so I don't know. What am I going to use it for? I don't know. But I would like to play around and check with it. I think,
dude, here's the thing. I've taken like a YouTube, like I've written a YouTube description, taken AI and said, make me tags for this. And it'll spit out a whole bunch of tags, and you can just copy and paste the tags in.
That's smart.
There's a lot of automation.
That's some of the shit that I struggle on. I struggle on that. The right tags and the right hashtags and stuff.
Right. I'm trying to figure. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna hang on. Let me see if I can. I don't know how to.
No.
I like writing
I
the
like that.
longest hashtags imaginable.
All right, well, hang on. We are live streaming.
So the show has started, correct?
Well, here's the thing. I started live streaming because right now live streaming is the only recording that we're doing at the moment.
Okay.
All right. So what Mike's going to do is when Mike gets home, Mike is going to extract the audio from the YouTube video and break it up into the podcasts.
Hey, that's cool. Whatever.
Kind of, and then the podcasts get released, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Whatever Mike wants to do, Mike. It's your world, bro.
No, that's what he does. I'm not, I'm flying here. I'm kind of flying here without a net. So we're going to be seeing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Well,
with the AI and it's Chat GPT, right? I always screw that up.
Yeah.
What's honest opinion? Let's hear it. Like, is this going to attack art? Is it going to ruin art as we know it? And when I say performance art, I mean
that's a really good discussion. Well, you know what? I'd really like to let's actually start, and then because I did send you what's known. I shared with you the show sheet, we call it, and that kind of has links to the stories we're talking about.
Now, am I blurred out here? I can't see where am I at? It says none. What's going on here?
What do you mean?
Can you see me on video?
I see you. Yeah.
I don't see anything. There I am. Okay. All right. So
right now I'm doing a lot of screen sharing, but which I will stop doing once we've gotten through the intro.
Gotcha. You do your thing. I will be ready.
All right. Let's awesome. This week on the Media Virus Podcast, New York City is sinking, Christianity is waning, and experts warn that AI is going to kill us. All this, more news, stand-up magician and comedian, Danny Whitson returns to the TMVP to promote his upcoming comedy album. And where the hell is Mike Latoris? Oh, I got to do something else. Hang on.
It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us with executive producer Mike Latoris. We're going to start over. BBC correspondent Stanley McFadden.
Makes me tingly in an unfamiliar way.
Grease Monkey Pete.
Damn, Big Daddy.
Here's the thing about the Media Virus Podcast. It's really well done.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Matty Rockdeath.
Hot damn, do we have a show for you people this week? I am Matty Rockdeath. This is the Media Virus Podcast. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share. I want to take a minute to thank all of the new YouTube subscribers and all their support. Invite everybody to go take a moment and go on over to themediavirus.com. Check out all of that awesome content. You can always give us a call here at 646-VIRUS-01. That's 646-VIRUS-01. You might make it on the show, but you won't get on live tonight because I'm flying with no safety net as the Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris is serving the people of the great state of Delaware and keeping them safe during highway construction. So he is not here keeping me safe from my own self-destruction. I'm swinging from the fences. I'm Evel Knievel, baby. I'm either going to make it over this canyon or not. Luckily, Danny Whitson agreed to hang out with us tonight. I was completely unaware that Mike was not going to be here when I extended the invitation, but I thought it was fortuitous that you're here. Danny, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Maddie?
Oh, I'm right now trying to recuperate from I stopped the screen share. Okay. Yeah, man. Hectic trying to cover two jobs here, and while Pete's
Pete's doing something over here. What's
Pete's right
Pete?
there.
Pete's muted.
Why are you muted, Pete?
Pete's lost his voice.
That's fantastic.
We can read his lips. Pete said, "Danny, your nipples look amazing." That's for sure. I sent him a picture earlier.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fantastic.
What else?
Let me see if I can. Maybe.
Okay. All right, Pete, that'll work. Okay, we can do that later. Just yeah. Okay. There we go. Pete's a big.
I don't know what to do about this.
He likes kangaroos. Was that kangaroos that you said? I think he said he likes kangaroos.
Are you fucking with me, Pete? Why don't you go? You know what you should do, Pete? You should move to New York. That's what you
should move to New York.
Yeah, because according to what I've the first story, New York is sinking, and like I said, we went into ChatGPT, and I asked it this time. I asked it for radio copy, and it actually gave me like background sounds, right? So it's this radio copy is supposed to start out the sound of waves crashing. Narrator. In the city that never sleeps, a silent danger lurks beneath the busting streets. New York City is sinking inch by inch, year after year. And now groundbreaking research reveals the shocking truth. The weight of its iconic skyscrapers is pushing it down further. Background music fades in. Now, not for nothing. I think it's like 2 centimeters a year. Pete wasn't muted. He could tell us what the actual...
Is it 2 centimeters a year, Pete?
Yeah, it's 2 centimeters a year.
There we go. Pete is back.
No, wait a minute. No.
2 centimeters.
In the copy, it says 2 millimeters.
All right. I'm not an expert with the metric. I'm an American.
Okay. So
all right. There are two types. So there's 2 types of countries, those that use the metric system and those that have been to the fucking moon. And I don't believe China.
Sounds like a few ladies' sex life in this country. 2 centimeters a year. So trying to go somewhere with that, but 2 millimeters.
There was a guy on TikTok. He did this whole dissertation on how guys with smaller dicks can move quicker at full length because the length's not as much. So
I'll take back what I said a minute ago.
What?
It is not centimeters or millimeters. They're talking about the amount the water has risen.
Yeah.
It's risen by about 9 inches or 22 centimeters. So both parties are happy. Americans and all those other idiots.
So 9 inches.
Over the how many? Well, hang on. Are you ready to face the rising tides? Picture this. New York City streets flooded, subways submerged, and neighborhoods underwater. This is not a Hollywood blockbuster. It's a reality that's sinking in. According to the latest study published in the prestigious Earth's Future Journal, the Big Apple is subsiding by approximately 1 to 2 millimeters each year on average. Okay, so but there's sound of footsteps. Picture that, sound of footsteps on wet ground. By the way, is this happening? The researcher points to a combination of factors. As the world's glacier melts away, sea levels are rising at an alarming rate, and the extraordinary weight of the New York City skyscrapers, including the iconic Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building, is exacerbating the problem. Can we talk about this for a fucking second? Because that's really part of the story. Part of the story is it. And where was this article from, Pete, originally?
Let's see. It was The Guardian.
The Guardian. That's a British newspaper, isn't it?
I think so.
I give them a little bit more credibility. But that doesn't make sense.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot on that whole topic that don't make sense. And since when? How long have they been measuring this and keeping up with this? I mean, you said how much per year it was?
They said the water that flanks New York City has risen by about 9 inches, 22 centimeters
Over how many
since
years?
1950.
Okay.
So we can count on that. They've been monitoring it since at least that.
So 73 years.
9 inches and 73 years.
I can't believe this. I can't believe somebody. Imagine 1.68 trillion pounds of concrete and steel bearing down on the city's foundation. It's like having 140 million elephants standing side by side. The sheer mass of these structures is compressing the ground beneath, accelerating the sinking process. Are the oceans rising, or is New York City? That doesn't. I mean, do you know how far down?
Or is it? Yeah, or the ocean's rising. So
yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
Well, see, like I New Orleans has been sinking forever. You know, here's the other thing. Like, the climate change. Climate change is real. Absolutely, 100%. It's real. Shit's been changing forever. We get used to things wanting to stay the same in our little world, and to keep us comfortable. But that's not how Earth works. Earth constantly changes. Now, do I think it's good that we're cranking the shit and the pollution and the shit and the damn air? And no, that's awful. But do I think also, am I arrogant enough to think that we can stop Earth from being Earth? Hell no. So.
And, I mean, if you look at how this country has changed since we stopped adding lead to gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like we've, with all that lead in the air, it made us dumb and it made us angry. And that's how we won World War II. If we get invaded, we're screwed. I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that.
And that's so weird that you brought that up, because I just heard today the topic about lead, and someone was talking about, lead and gasoline, and, people were at their IQs were actually lower, which is true. That's true. But also, I'm willing to bet that even now that we live in the information age, and people say that, oh, they're so much smarter than what we used to be. I don't think so, because I mean, our brains aren't having to work as much as they used to. There's so many lazy ass things we can do now not to think.
Oh yeah, thinking sucks. I hate that.
Yeah, and it literally takes energy. It takes it's tiring. So I'm like, I bet we're just almost as dumb as they were, in other ways. So, and in hell, and you talk about, like in World War II, they were so pissed off, ready to go to war and blow shit up. But we're not far from it now. For some reason, freaking old man Joe keeps, running over there. It's almost about to go down. It seems like, we're doing everything except, sleeping with Putin's wife. Does he have a wife? Do you guys know that? I don't even know if he does.
I'm not sure if he has a wife. I did read, I try to, steer clear of the real major political topics, but I did see that there was a major drone strike in Moscow today.
Oh shit, I saw that too, bro.
And there's some, in the Ukraine war. Well, I mean, come on, they're going to figure out where Ukraine got the fucking drones from.
No shit.
It's not like I
just don't understand. I mean, my thing
it's just, shit's going down all around us, but
dude, the world's going to shit. New York is sinking. What are we going to do?
This is way too long for how ridiculous this is, but I wanted to make a couple of notes here about the this one doesn't have it. It's the other one that has it. The incredible sounds, Pete. Let's move on to the Christianity. And I told Pete to read that story, but Pete, don't forget to read all the imaging notes as well.
Right, the imaging notes. All right, so Christianity, background music playing. I don't know what the hell they're going to play, like some organ music or some shit.
Yeah, probably.
So In a rapidly changing world, the religious landscape of the United States is undergoing a profound transformation. A groundbreaking study has revealed a startling truth. Christianity, a historically dominant religion, is facing a rapid decline and could become a minority in just a few decades. Sound of turning pages. Picture this: a nation where the number of Christians is dwindling, replaced by those who identify as atheist, agnostic, or nothing in particular, according to a recent report by Pew Research Center and the General Social Survey. Adults
Where do
leaving
you lean there,
Christianity.
Danny?
What's that?
Where do you lean there, if you don't mind me asking you?
Dude, I think that's actually, I think that is going to happen in the next few decades. I think, I'm one of those people. I don't say I'm agnostic, but I guess I am. I'm one of, I don't label anything, but I'm a spirit. I'm spiritual. And I always used to laugh at those people that said they were spiritual back in the day, but, I went from atheist to spiritual, and I see more people probably going that route here in the next next couple decades.
We've proved that aliens are fucking real, right? Aliens are a real fucking thing, apparently. Like, there's all kinds of the government came out and said aliens are real. All right, what's that?
What did you see? Actually today NASA had their conference on the UAPs. It was I watched part of it, and spoiler alert, it's disappointing. God, dude, I can't believe this whack job. It was correct, but I met this crazy astronaut like a few years back who said like they were doing like secret shit on the moon, and he had this whole big story, blah blah blah. And I showed up wearing a NASA shirt, and when he saw me wearing a NASA shirt, he lost his freaking marbles, and he goes, "You know what NASA stands for?" And I said, and he's like, "Never a straight answer." So, anyways, I'm watching this conference today on UAP.
After the Challenger, it was need another 7 astronauts. Remember that?
Yeah, that was the old one. That was the good one that I remember.
Terrible.
But anyways, I'm watching this on YouTube today, and I hear that man's voice screaming whenever the douchebag, the head honcho douchebag of NASA, is talking. When he finally comes up, and he's basically saying, "Oh, well, there's going to be a lot of these. It's going to be able to explain and blah 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 blah." And I'm like, dude, what's the point of this shit? What was the entire point of this?
To talk down to us and make us feel fucking inferior, and to keep us afraid, keep us all afraid, and keep us all fighting with each other. That's the main purpose of the government at all times.
But so with your question, if you link the aliens with religion, or to me, I don't think. Of course, right now you probably got your uber religious people who wouldn't believe or would think it's Satan or flying demons or some shit like that. But I think here in a few more decades, and in my thing, I don't have a big beef against Christianity, not at all. I wish I could think of the guy's name or I'd give him a plug. But there's a guy.
His name is Jesus, the guy that started the religion.
There you go. Jesus was a really cool dude. Super cool dude.
I say it all the time, man. I love Jesus. I think Jesus was awesome. I would go as far as say, yeah, Jesus could be the Son of God. Jesus is the Son of God, but his fan club is packed douches.
His fan club are a bunch of douchebags. And the problem with Christianity, what they do, man, is so many of them, it's the only religion that seeks entertainment, that they ruin their own religion with their entertainment bullshit. Muslims don't do that. Buddhists don't do that. Christians are the only ones that they look for
make
things.
Christian rock and shit. And
we talked about Christian. You don't see Muslim rap, or what's your favorite Buddhist band? I don't know. I don't think so. But what I'm saying though, like Christians love to they love. I'm
trying to think, because I used to. The reason my name is Matty Rock Def is I used to do a couple shows on a radio station called Rock Def Radio. And I would do the, punk is a big deal to me, because it's screaming against powers that be. And I started to think here in the States, you can say whatever you want. I went, and found like hardcore bands from like Iraq, where it's illegal to play rock and roll. You know what I mean?
And those guys got Conan. I mean, big old balls.
Yeah. And some of the like really cool shit. I'm trying to think of some stuff off the top of my head. I'm falling a straight blank. But you will, I mean, and maybe it's the ones that lose religion. I mean, maybe just those I don't or want to rail out against it. You know, one of my favorite bands to play was I'm sure you've heard of them, Pussy Riot.
Yeah.
And you know what the way they went into the Russian Orthodox Church set up. I love that concept where they would just set up real quick, play a show, be really offensive, and then run. And then they had a whole bunch. That's such a genius. Like that's just
sounds like a great time.
The guy I was talking about, there's this dude on TikTok, okay, and he will share. You know, you get all these idiots on TikTok that post. You know, they're doing this shit and they're pointing at their creepy music's playing. You know, this is a sign that you know the world's about to end if you read this passage in the Bible, and it's some crazy batshit bullshit stuff. And he will do like a duet with it, and he's like, "Okay, let's see it." And then he's like, "Okay, I'm going to tell you why this is bullshit." He's an actual Bible scholar. He's a very intelligent dude who understands the Bible and understands Christianity, and I follow that guy. I'm not a Christian, but I follow that guy, you know, and I'm like, I love what you're doing for your religion. You're people like that guy is saving Christianity, you know, because it's like Christianity has been on a drunken rage for probably the past 100 years.
Well, we've been fat, you know, they've been fat and happy, fat and comfortable. And
yeah,
you know, and that's really the problem, you know. That's allowed the religious leaders to become corrupt. We've allowed all of our leaders to become corrupt. There are no respectable institutions in this world. I'm as reputable of a news source as CNN or Fox News.
Probably better.
I mean, maybe
better
because I'm at least telling you this is, you know, I know nothing. I'm a part-time secretary. You know what I mean? I have no degree in anything. I was like, okay, let's talk about this. The fact that New York City is saying, or that Christianity is, you know, dwindling, and it's
9 inches a year. Was it? No, 9 inches since 1950. That's New York City. Never mind.
Yeah, no, we're getting them all confused. But Christianity could be the minority in 2045. But this is where I got, like, they have the sound of pen scraping. Like right before this stinger, we're supposed to hear the sound of contemplation. The fuck is the sound of the sound of diverse voices? Ooh, the sound of deep contemplation, the sound of hope, the sound of unity. I don't know, but here's the thing. You know, I was raised Christian and Catholic, and my mother made sure that I knew, you know, and went to school. And this can't be what Jesus was trying to do.
No way.
This can't be. I mean, one of the Jewish, you know, or the 10 Commandments in the Old Testament, depending, you know, is thou shalt not worship false idols. And yet this cross, this big T.
Yeah, that's the first freaking. You know, that's the first.
Yeah, so there's a lot that, right. Yeah, we're right from the beginning. We're fucking everything up.
Yeah,
and I, you know, so, and I've kind of watched, you know, and I complain a lot because I was Catholic and I was a Boy Scout, and somehow maybe I wasn't pretty enough to get molested. But I mean, I complain a lot about that. But it's been like a major drag on. You know, the
they didn't pick you.
They didn't pick. But it's really what's brought down.
I mean, you stayed in until you became a Boy Scout. You went through all the previous. You don't go to Catholic school till you become a Boy Scout. I wasn't an Eagle Scout. No, I was a terrible Boy Scout. You were, what was it, like you were a Tiger Cub, and then you were a Cub Scout.
That's pretty crazy.
and then
That's impressive, though.
Boy Scout.
What's impressive, Maddie, is brother, you were in the Scouts and you didn't get diddled, and you're Catholic and you didn't get diddled. It's like you had a force field around you, bro. That because you were right in the midst of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, man. I was a fat kid. I guess I think it was because I didn't come from like a broken home and I wasn't like severely abused by anybody, so I didn't look like, because I think like, predators can get the weak out of the herd. I wasn't one of the weak in the herd, if you know what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
I was kind of center of the pack when it came to like pecking order. If you talk about bullying order, I might have been like somewhere, maybe not center towards the back. You know what I'm saying?
So you never got like maybe tricked into, touching a wiener or something. It wasn't like, hey, get this fly off of me, or
Matt,
no.
And
I'm just gonna let you in. I was also not. I was a Cub Scout, whatever, we blow all that, and I did not get molested or anything either. So like,
Pete was in the trenches.
I was in the trenches there with you, buddy. And,
but I mean, there's no shock that you weren't molested. I'm good.
You're so mean.
I'm trying to think.
Your wife's gonna yell at you later.
I never got molested either. I'm as far as I know. But
say you repress the memories,
as far as I know, I don't think I ever been molested.
The Lord blessed me with a terrible memory, but I think I'd remember
that. Yeah.
Patty, one. I got one question for you. Were you an altar boy? I wasn't an altar boy.
That's the kicker. If you're an altar boy,
no, you know what? I thought that I always thought that was this is back in the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I would have been an altar boy.
I'm older than you, so I know.
Right, and in the late 80s, when I was, maybe 10 years old, 11, 12, I thought that was gay.
What's that? Being an altar boy?
Being an altar boy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do it.
Now,
because all you got, you got to leave class to go serve masses, like on a funeral or a wedding or something, and you got $2 bills, but it wasn't worth the anal trauma.
Hence squarer than a $2 bill.
That's
that. It all ties in now. You know what, man? I was lucky. I had because I could have got diddled. I could have, because I had this creepy great uncle, and he lived on the other side of my mamaw. In Tennessee, we have mamaws and meemaws. And I remember anytime me and my cousin would run over there, because he would always be trying to lure us. He was the the creepy old man from Family Guy, before it was Family Guy, And I remember we'd run over there, and my mama would be out and put, "Get over here, you're gonna get molested." So we ran our asses back over there. So she kept us safe, but she would tell us, "You're gonna get molested."
All right, so it's 9/11. Trying to figure out so I can give Mike a timestamp of where to pull the audio from for a bumper. We're going to get molested.
Really? I mean, so we kept her ass. She kept her ass safe. But I'm not Catholic. I didn't grow up Catholic. I grew up Baptist.
Baptist? What is that?
Baptist. Protestant Baptist. That's where we that's where they scream fire and brimstone, and then you bump into them later at the liquor store.
Yeah, and you got to play with snakes, right?
No, not that far.
Oh.
Now, those places do exist, though.
I'm fucking around.
But no, seriously, those places do exist. I almost got invited to a place like that one time. That was terrifying. There's some bad shit, crazy churches around here.
I guess you don't believe enough to handle snakes.
No.
That was my ex-wife. When I first met my ex-wife, we were talking, and she goes, "Oh, I'm Baptist," and I was like, "Oh, so you handle snakes?" She goes, "What?" She had no idea what I was talking about, and I'm like, "No," and I, had to explain it to her, and then she stopped. She didn't talk to me for a little bit, but I'm alluring, so that wound up.
Yeah, how many of those guys got caught like milking the snakes of all their venom so they could just let them bite them?
I don't know, but I don't we have in Gower, Missouri, Sister Wilhelmina Wilhelmina Lancaster, a nun whose body has shown minimal decay since her death in 2019, has drawn hundreds of visitors of the Benedictines of Mary, Queen of Apostles Abbey in rural Missouri. The sight of the well-preserved body has sparked discussion about the holiness and Catholicism and the rarity of such occurrences. Now, what's that, 2019? It's 2023, 4 years.
Now, the monks do that. Now, that's common with the practice that monks do.
But they didn't do anything. So Sister Wilhelmina's body was exhumed in April as part of preparations for the construction of a St. Joseph shrine at the Abbey. The nuns had expected only skeletal remains due to the absence of embalming and the use of simple wooden coffin during her initial burial. To their surprise, the nuns found Sister Wilhelmina's body intact with her religious habit perfectly preserved. The Abbey initially did not plan to publicize the discovery, but a private email was leaked, leading to widespread attention. While some believe, what's that?
That's interesting.
Well, some believe that the state of preservation is a sign of holiness within Catholicism. I sincerely doubt that. Others suggest that such occurrences may not be as uncommon as believed. The incident has sparked fascination and debate amongst those who have come to witness the phenomenon. The Abbey has not made an official statement regarding the nun's preserved body, but the presence of numerous visitors indicates the widespread interest in the unusual occurrence.
Well, I read like monks will go on this thing where they eat like twigs and sticks and rocks and shit, and then when they die, then the other monks dig them up, and if they haven't decayed, that means they've hit enlightenment or some shit.
Oh shit!
Maybe she just filled up on a lot of like preservatives. Like doesn't a Big Mac last like 10 years and doesn't mold?
That's what I'm saying, dude. When I used to work at Bob's Discount Furniture, I don't know if you have those down there, but they give out free ice cream, right? And you go, and it has this ice cream, and it's shitty ice cream. It's just it's little cups of ice cream. We realized this ice cream does not melt.
See. Yeah,
it does not change. It does not change shape at all when it gets warm. It is the same, and it tastes like warm ice cream. And it's the weirdest.
That's not
weirdest
natural.
Fucking thing. No, it's not. It's not anywhere. It's not anywhere near natural.
Yeah, that nun. She was full of preservatives, Big Macs, shit like that. That's all that is.
I'm trying to find the.
Well, while you're doing that, man, just say Missouri for me.
Missouri. Danny, how do you say the state?
Missouri. I go back and forth. Sometimes I say Missouri. Sometimes I say Missouri.
It's a perfectly legitimate pronunciation of Missouri.
If I'm in Missouri,
you're from Missouri.
If I'm in Missouri, I'm saying Missouri.
Are you trying to insult the people of the great state of Missouri?
I am not.
What is it you were trying to imply, sir?
I'm saying you are pronouncing.
I have a sister. I'll have you know I have a sister who lives in St. Louis.
Oh.
And she pronounces it misery.
I take
misery. That's what a lot of me. I've heard that term.
I take back what I was
Hey, you guys are
for.
in Delaware, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Delaware, not Delaware.
Delaware. I've never been to Delaware, man.
You're not missing anything.
I want to go. I really want to go. I would love to come to Delaware. So anybody in Delaware listening, you need to book me. Come to Delaware. I would love to come visit that place. But I need a reason.
We might be able to set you up with our buddy. We call him Shecky, but his name is Marshall Manlove. He's a hypnotist and mentalist.
Marshall Manlove.
Yes.
All right. And he's a hypnotist. Oh, right. Man. That's
right. I've been to his shows, and I did not feel clean afterwards. I don't know what happened in between, but that's not truth. That's not the truth. Marshall's a great artist. I'm not trying to shit on his.
Usually hypnotists, they put on great shows, man. They do. They put on a great live show.
They do. But one of the things that you were trying to get into was, we were talking about AI, and the story that we have, I'm shuffling between dumb, goofy shit here. But Pete, why don't you start reading that story about AI?
Okay, so experts warn of artificial intelligence threat to humanity and risk of extinction. Yesterday, a group of scientists and technology industry leaders, including executives from Microsoft and Google, issued a new warning regarding the dangers posed by artificial intelligence, AI, to humanity. The statement emphasized the need to prioritize mitigating the risk of extinction from AI, alongside other global scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war.
Those weren't in the original story. That's AI padding the story.
Padding the story.
Because we took this story about AI going to destroy the world, ran it through AI for a news brief copy. So
yeah, it's going
to be a little easier on itself.
Not radio copy.
Yeah, this is a news brief.
Right.
Go ahead.
So it says, the statement posted on Center for AI Safety's website. We have a Center for AI Safety. Whoa. Was signed by prominent figures including Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, and Jeffrey Hinton, a renowned computer scientist known as the godfather of AI. Concerns about AI systems surpassing human capabilities and the potential for uncontrolled behavior have been amplified with the emergence of highly advanced AI chatbots like ChatGPT. This has prompted countries worldwide to urgently develop regulations for this evolving technology, with the European Union leading the way through its AI Act, expected to be approved later this year.
Hang out there, because I think Danny had something you wanted to chime in.
Did you have something, Danny?
Well, no, I mean, I was just saying, I can't help but think that this is going to be the doom of all original thinking. Oh
yeah, it's time for the copycats, baby.
I mean, well, I mean, when you look at art, performance art, everything. I mean, it's just like musicians now are, that a lot of us like, I'm not going to support any of this stuff, and they're now that AI can write music and sound like them, and it's just, dude, I don't want to say it's creepy, but it just it sucks.
It's gonna be the death of voice acting.
Yeah, dude, technically,
which is the whole fucking point for this podcast was both Mike and I want to be voice actors. Mike wants to use his, the Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris. You've heard the voice the man has.
Voice, absolutely.
Yeah, he wants to use it to make a living. And up until about 10 minutes ago, he could. And now, like, his opportunities have fell to shit. So now we have to try to make this show funny.
Well,
that's very hard to do every week.
The thing that sucks is, like, everything is changing so rapidly, so fast. And, we're Gen X, so we're lucky enough that we remember a time when none of this stuff was around. And now here it is. So, and the last time a generation had experienced what we are experiencing now was the generation that watched the invention of the car show up.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean,
turn of the century.
Yeah. They were riding on horseback, and now people are riding cars. And you're like, holy shit, what's going on? And that whole culture, that whole lifestyle, that cowboy out on the range, all that's gone forever. And there's going to be a time that we're going to look back, and it's just going to be gone. They're going to be making movies about a time pre-internet one day, and it's going to be like the new Westerns.
Yeah.
Except no one gets shot. People get shot a lot more now. But it's just going to be, you're going to look back, and it's going to be just, oh, those were the days, I
can't wait in probably about, I would say about 50 years for people to start writing about the 2020s and how insane it was.
2020. Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell you something. If everything tracks the way the last century tracks, the 30s are going to suck.
Oh yes, and I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? If everything
Isn't that
goes the way the cycle is going right fucking now, the 30s are going to fucking suck. And then the 40s, there's going to be a big problem. There's going to be
and nothing surprises me, man.
No.
You know, like I think we said this last time, or I may have had this conversation with you before, but you know, it seems like after 9/11, things started to gradually get shittier and shittier and shittier. And almost every giant event that has happened, you know, it's never the same again. Like COVID was a giant event. We've never seen experienced anything like that. And it'll never be the same as it was before COVID. It'll never be.
No
matter how bad we want it to be, it'll never be.
There's still people walking around with masks on.
Oh my God, I know.
There's still people walking around. There's still people driving by themselves with masks on. I still see it around because the information hasn't gotten to them, or they just prefer to live in a state of panic. Now, listen to me. Here's the thing. If I have a cold or a sniffle and I'm out and about, I'll wear a mask because that's where it's effective on a person who is sick, you know, like from everybody else to get it.
I guess
mask on you doesn't prevent shit.
I don't even do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'll do it like when we're talking about going into public, when like, you know, grocery store and shit like that, or if I'm asked.
But I mean, you know, the thing is though, it'll never be the same before what we were traumatized somewhat. You know what I mean? We whether we realize it or not, and it, you know, same thing with 9/11. When 9/11 happened, boom, nothing was ever the same like it was in good old 99 in the 90s, the last great, you know, and so whatever next happens, you know, it seems like it's just going to get worse, you know. Yeah. So I sound real positive, real bummer, you know.
I mean, what do you know? We're here talking about shit. Shit's kind of weird right now.
Though, I kind of missed that because I had an opener that I was doing in my show, and I can't do it no more because it's not as popular anymore. But I had a really great opener. Did I tell you the opener I was doing? I'm talking about this because I don't do it anymore.
You might. I don't know. That's fine.
Well, I'll come out on stage wearing a mask. And it was awesome because, dude, immediately you see the people, the anti-mask people would look at me like, oh, shit, it's this guy. He's one of these people, you know. And it was just the greatest thing, you know. And then I would look at the audience and I'd be like, hey, do you guys mind if I take this mask off? And, you know, they'd be like, take it off, you know. So then I take it. I'm like, these damn things choke me, you know. So I take it off. And when I took it off, it'd have a big old rubber dick hanging from the inside of it. And I'd be like, why do they put dicks in these things? So
you did tell me that before, but I'm glad to hear it again. That was
because there's no better feeling in this world, guys, than watching a bunch of tense assholes sit there and be like, let's get political, bitch, at a comedy show. And then you show them a big fat rubber dick. Yeah. That's the best.
I thought you were gonna say there's no better feeling than pulling a big rubber dick out of your throat.
Well, no, that is a good feeling too, sense of relief. But
how did you talk with
actually, I did get diddled. That's right. My great uncle got me that big rubber dick. There we go. You just brought up a suppressed memory.
There you go.
Thanks, Daddy.
Now you can go to therapy. You've been looking for a reason to go to therapy. Now you got one.
I'm waiting on Grease Monkey Pete. Give me some advice, Pete.
What advice?
What?
No advice.
All right. I think on that note, let's take that break. We're after this, we're going to get into some little more news. We're going to talk to Danny Whitson a little bit more about his new album coming out. He said in the summertime. We're also, and then in the C block, we're going to have Just the Tips number 42. And if all goes well, we'll have a live check-in and we'll play Where is Mike Latoris? That's on the other side of this. Oh, and hang on. I'm forgetting to do something.
Oh,
the top 3 news has been brought to you tonight by the hottest 100 women. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. The hottest 100 women. Go check them out. And that's it. Oh wait, hang on. We'll do this. No, not that one. All right. That's A Block, everybody. Just want to get right back into the conversation. Yeah.
Sure. You let me plug I'll plug the comedy album, and I will have to cut out here for too long. If that's
No problem, dude.
I
appreciate your time. Appreciate
you.
you.
I love talking with you guys, man. I love talking with you guys.
Well, we appreciate it. We like talking to you, dude. It was just so organic how the whole, I was just kind of shotgunning, and I wasn't even paying attention to who I was sending it out to. Let me be honest with you. But then when you hit me back, it's like, hey, is this really you? I was like, oh fuck, he's paying attention.
Yeah. Well, you never fucking know whenever you get like a link. You're like, hey, I can't believe this is you, and you're like, oh shit, what, and then
I got one of those earlier today.
Yeah, it's always the same people that get fucking hacked.
Yeah, it's like my mom.
Don't accept any friend requests from me for the 7th. You're like, it's always you. It's always you. You're always getting hacked. For God's sakes, quit clicking on the goddamn link for once. You know what I mean? Just one fucking time. Don't.
I know. At work, I don't click anything I don't recognize. If I don't recognize the email, I'm not clicking that link.
And yeah, it usually is somebody's mom. Oh, they got me again, honey. I don't know why.
I said I just got one of those earlier today. Somebody, one of my friends who I haven't talked to in a long time, says, "Oh, hey, I got locked out of my Facebook account," and it's in broken English, and it's like, but here's the thing: they're talking to me on Facebook Messenger, so I'm like, don't you have to be logged into your Facebook to use your Facebook Messenger?
No.
What? Yeah, well, they tried. That's the old scam, Send me.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, so they said they're locked out, and to get one of your 3 of your best friends, they'll send them a code, and then they ask me for my phone number. I'm going. I said, all right. Before I do that, I said, prove you're you, and then crickets. And
I'm like, me your dick.
This was a female, so I mean, it probably could have been pretty nice, but
it's never a female. I always like to screw with them. I play with them. I have some fun and fucking make them sound like there's drug deals about to go down outside their fucking cave, wherever the fuck they're sitting at. I don't know, but I mean, they're just rampant, and Facebook's full of that shit.
Oh yeah, Facebook Marketplace is horrible.
It is horrible. And it's funny the way America is terrified of TikTok because the Chinese are spying on us. But yet, dude, there's so many con scams and shit that go on constantly in Facebook, And I mean, not even to get on that topic, but FYI, they don't give a shit about China. It has shit to do with China. It's got to do with Mark Zuckerberg and freaking Elon Musk getting their asses handed to them by TikTok. So they're padding the pockets to Congress to get them to ban that shit or get them to force it to sell it.
Well, speaking of Congress, guess what, guys? Good news.
Good
news. The best news you ever heard. The House of Representatives voted Wednesday to pass a bill to suspend the national's debt limit through January of 2025 as lawmakers race to prevent a catastrophic default. So, guess we decide to pay our bills. No, we decide to borrow more money to pay our bills. Up until January 1st of 2025. There you go. Oh, no, now we can all fucking sleep easy tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo. Jesus Christ. It's all shit.
It is all shit.
Accurate. Facts.
So, tell us a little bit what's going on with this album, man. Like, what's
Dude, I'm excited as hell about this because the cool thing about this, when I tell people it's a comedy magic album, and people are like, what the hell is that? How is that? How does that work? So, first of all, I'm pretty sure this is the first of its kind. All right.
It would almost have to be, I think. Yeah.
Now, we all grew up listening to comedy albums, but probably the biggest influence to me for this was, remember back in the 90s, Adam Sandler's They're All Gonna Laugh at You, the comedy album.
Oh God, yeah.
Absolutely.
I was actually called Stan and Judy's kid.
It was brilliant though. You know what I mean? He had the sketches, and there was the all his songs and stuff. So it was basically Adam Sandler's act, what he did, and I loved it, man. I wore that bad boy out. And so anyways, I wanted to put something out that, because I am a different act. I'm kind of unique in a lot of ways. When people have seen my show, they're like, well, this is a very different act, So it's going to have clips of my stand-up. You're going to have clips of my stand-up. There's original sketches, comedy sketches that I've written over the years is going to be on there. And then there's going to be interactive magic tricks. So magic tricks that you can listen to and do yourself. And, it's a real fun album,
Sounds awesome.
So it's a mix of all of it.
That sounds like real. What gave you the inspiration to, break it up that way? As far as,
well,
is it all salt and peppered in, or is it all?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of it is salt and peppered in. Well, I mean, there'll be clips, where you get to hear the stand up, and then it'll move into some sketch, and then back to stand up, and then move into, and then I narrate the interactive magic. And some of the interactive magic is also a blend of sketch too. It'll start out as a funny sketch. Then it goes into an interactive magic trick, part, and then it ends back on the sketch. And a lot of these tricks that, you listen to, and if you're not a complete, dense moron, you'll be able to figure out yourself and be able to do to your friends and family. You wouldn't want to do this to your family, but because these are asshole tricks too, by the way. So this isn't, your David Copperfield stuff. This is, these are asshole magic tricks, but they're fun. So, but yeah, I'm having a blast doing it. I brought in actors that I know, comedians that I know, have some parts on the album too. So probably one of my favorites, and I think I told you about this. I did tell you about getting to perform with Kevin McDonald from Kids at the Hall. I told you about that, right?
I think so. Yes.
Well, the sketch that I wrote for that show, The Flask, and it's about the drunk superhero who doesn't have any superpowers at all. He's just a miserable drunk who pisses and pukes on the bad. So a new Flask sketch is going to be on the album, and it's awesome, and it's funny as hell.
Does he like stumble his way into being a hero?
Yeah, absolutely. Every time.
That's fantastic.
There's some religion, we talk about religion. I've got a catfish Jesus sketch, not joke. Catfish Jesus actually started out as a stage bit, a bit that I used to tell probably 10 years ago. And it was so, it just, I kind of put it away on the shelf, and now it's a sketch, but it's basically about a guy gets catfished by Jesus. He dies, goes to heaven. Jesus turns out to be this black lesbian. But it's a good bit. Great catch. So
I like how you just kind of glossed over it. It's like Jesus winds up being a black lesbian. And, it's a good sketch. Just kind of, I like the way you told the story. It made me laugh. Joining from the road. Our executive producer.
Hey.
Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris.
Calling in live from the highways and byways.
How's traffic this evening?
We've got it under control.
Are you on the Delaware Memorial?
No, I'm on 273 over 95.
Okay.
So here, I gotta ask you something, Mike. What?
You're like around the corner from my house.
So are you like a street crew? What do you do there, man?
I've closed the left lane across this bridge and under a subsequent ramp that passes over down yonder, so that they can inspect these bridges tonight. About part the way through the night, we'll pick this up and close the right lane.
And they let you. Well, they let you wear those glasses.
Yes.
No, yes, they look good, man. Dude, when you popped up, I saw the hat, I saw the glasses. I was like, okay. I thought this was the juggle, the juggle portion, the juggler on the show. The Can I tell you a crazy story real quick? Do
Sure.
we have time for that, Maddie? Here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of like on the. I don't know, dude. This may have been like a guardian angel. I think. Okay. Shit, I don't know, man. This is probably like about 9 months ago. We were coming back from South Carolina from a show. And we needed gas, and we thought that we didn't want to get gas in this shit heap town, so we were like, we'll get it, somewhere else. So we're driving, and there's no gas stations around nowhere, and I get down to like 4 miles before I'm about out of gas. And this is in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So I'm like terrified. I'm like, oh God, this is gonna super suck. And then out of nowhere, there's a street crew working in the middle of the night, kind of like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Except it's super more remote. There's nobody around. And I get out, and and I'm like, hey, man, do you guys know where a gas station is? Anything close? And they're like, no, man, you're forever away from gas, boy. So I was like, does anybody have any gas? And they just look at me like, man, I ain't got nothing. Kind of asshole dudes. And then out of the darkness, walks up this guy named Steven. He just looks at me and he's like, do you need gas? And I'm like, yeah. So then he disappears again, walks back into the darkness. I swear to God, dude. And comes back with this big tank of gas.
Wow.
And then he fills my car up with gas. And I'm like, thanks, Steve. And he's like, hey, great. And then he just walks away. And he was a construction guy, but it's like, a road crew guy. But it's like the other road crew guys didn't see him. Swear to God, dude, I wonder if he was like a guardian angel. I swear to God.
Stranger things have happened.
But if he's not, I don't know. But hey, anyways, I appreciate your service.
Thank you.
And I love those glasses. And the hat.
It works out here.
And your voice. I really love your voice.
Thank you.
Actually, I'm just going to close my eyes, Mike. Will you talk?
I will.
Oh, my God, yes.
If you want, if you send me some copy, I'll record you some drops that you can play before you run out on stage.
I love that. That's some of that. But you know what? Mike's got that AMSR shit going on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, that's my story, though. Okay.
That's cool. That is cool. I don't know many guys that would do that. I mean, we all generally try to help out whoever's around, but to walk up out of the darkness like that, that's pretty spectacular.
Dude, he filled my tank up, dude. It was pretty dope.
I've had some brushes where I thought I had a guardian angel, that type of, thing happen. I remember it's apropos of nothing, but I was shopping for a car seat for Ryan. He was a newborn.
Right.
And I was looking for the cheapest fucking one. And I
Father
found
of the year.
I had to feed the kid too. You know what I mean?
Right.
I had to get him home and feed him. And so I go to pick this one, and it was, it was cheap. And I was looking at it, I'm like, it only for a couple months or whatever. This woman comes up to me and goes, don't buy that one. Just in the most deadpan, don't buy that one. And then just walked away.
Wow.
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
Fucking weird. I didn't buy that one.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
You kind of have to take that as something. If it's
you just have to. You have to take that at face value. That's just the universe, whatever you want to call it, God, Jesus, whatever it is. What's that?
I'd be like, yep, I'm not buying it. All right, lady. No problem.
Unsold.
Yep. Yeah, man, you got to listen. When the universe talks to you, man, shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. But speaking of listening, when that Comedy Magic album comes out, that's what you need to listen to.
So what's it called?
Well, it's called Dirty Tricks.
What's it called?
Dirty Tricks.
So, it'll be out. It's going to be on the website at DannyWhitsonMagic.com. You can actually, I haven't set a price, but you can download it for cheap. And it'll also be on iTunes, Spotify, all the other streaming platforms where you want to listen to it. But it's going to be a real fun comedy magic album.
Now, are you having like I know it's an antiquated concept, but are you having physical media printed up like CDs, cassettes, CDs?
I
boxes there?
thought about it, dude. I really did think about it because it's such a we live in such a weird time for stuff like that. And you're like, I would love to sell merch. I would love to actually sell like an actual tangible copy of it at shows, you know.
You can touch it, you can see it, you can feel it,
Yeah.
you can smell it. I mean, you remember what opening a cassette tape used to smell like?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Opening
Or an
a
album,
cassette
for
tape.
that matter.
An album was terrific, but like my favorite was opening a cassette tape. It was the
Once you
greatest smell.
took your fingernail and you ran across the seam of the little plastic around to get the wrapper off, and then you open it up, and then you always take the thing out to see if you got like the good fold outs to where it may, even give you the lyrics of the song.
Oh yeah.
Right. I
Liner
mean, that's
notes.
what I think that's a real opportunity. You could probably do like a collector's series of your album, print a physical copy. You could sign each one, put a full panel in there and like try to like illustrate your sketches,
buddy of
some of your
mine,
ideas.
A buddy of mine recommended maybe trying to, get a few albums actually to sell actual, vinyl.
Vinyl is coming back.
And maybe autograph that and sell that after the shows. I may do that.
Dude,
look at that. I've got like a
go way off kilter. Everybody's doing that shit. Go 8-track, bro. Release an 8-track.
Oh, that would be funny.
Danny Whitson single-handedly brings back the 8-track player because nobody can listen to his comedy album without it.
Real magic.
Real magic. Yes. But no, man, I'm actually excited. It should be out around. I don't have an official date, but I want to say August 1st, around that area. So
I missed what you said. You broke up a little bit there, if you don't mind.
It should be out by August 1st.
August 1st.
August 1st.
And that's Dirty Tricks by Danny
Dirty
Whitson.
Tricks by Danny Whitson.
August 1st.
Comedy magic album with stand-up, sketch comedy, and magic. So
that's pretty awesome.
I promise you, it's a fun album, and you'll laugh. I swear to God, you'll laugh.
I gotta. It's kind of funny because one of the stories I threw in to talk about today was this discovery in Scotland revealed an extraordinary record of medieval comedy, offering insights into the humor of our ancestors. The 15th century Hague manuscript contains previously unknown account of lively and raucous live comedy show from the medieval era. And they have like a Monty Python-esque rabbit killer joke, or killer rabbit joke from the 1500s. So they probably somewhere in there is the first dead baby joke.
Of course.
Remember that Family Guy bit? And also, did you guys hear about the Life of Brian to Broadway?
Yes.
And
yes.
John Cleese
yes.
has released a statement that he has no plans to remove a politically incorrect scene from the stage adaptation of the classic film parody, The Life of Brian. Cleese dismissed reports that he intended to cut the controversial Loretta scene, stating that it was a misrepresentation of his intention. I don't read much, obviously. The scene in question features a character expressing a desire to identify as a woman named Loretta and have a child. Cleese's character challenged the notion, resulting in a humorous exchange. While the scene drew laughter in the film's 1979 release, Cleese acknowledges that societal changes, particularly the increased awareness of trans issues, may affect its reception today. Recent reports suggest that Cleese had consulted American actors during a read-through and considered removing the scene due to its potential to offend. However, Cleese clarified in a tweet that he was merely relaying advice he had received and had no intention of making the cut. He basically went, some dumbass said I should cut this scene.
Yep.
And everybody's like, oh, he said he's going to cut the scene. I don't think he should cut the scene. Scene's fucking
Absolutely not.
It was a good
I
scene.
think well that work stands as it is. And if I went back and watched the scene just as a matter of course when I saw that article, and I don't find it to be particularly offensive. It's actually a pretty innocuous statement of what that situation is and how a lot of people feel about it on both sides. It's basically the conversation. Hey, I feel this way, and somebody questions it, and he's like, "Well, that's the way I feel," and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah. The veteran comedian expressed his bewilderment over the sudden concern, pointing out that he had no complaints, pointing out that no complaints had been raised about the scene in the past 4 decades. He questioned the shifting dynamics that now suggest it should be deemed offensive. That's
no, I mean, just leave it alone. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, don't watch it.
it's a piece of work. It stands by itself, and he may have just been, and you might, dude, I kick around stupid ideas all the time. Doesn't mean I follow through with them. Sometimes I say them out loud. Doesn't mean I'm going to follow through with them. You know what I mean? Mike knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I do.
I
We
have
do it all the time.
We have shitty ideas all the time. Doesn't mean you have to.
Some of them end up on the show.
Yeah, most of them. Most of them.
Fellas, I've got to turn my attention back to the roadways.
I'd appreciate that if you would. I've been in a panic. I didn't know how long you wanted to hang out.
Mike, did you see that crazy car wreck that happened on the highway? It's been all over the news. It happened in South Georgia. Some lady jumps the truck that the guys were out there working.
Yeah, they were clearing up an accident, and the wrecker is positioned. They're getting ready to pull a car up it, and she runs right up it.
Dukes of Hazzard style, bro.
Is
Yeah,
that the one that was on the other side of the road?
No, she straddles it, jumps it, rolls, and lands upside down on the car that was actually passing her on the other side.
When she honked her horn, did it go?
Yeah, that's totally what you see. No one died though. Surprisingly, no one died. And
you think she was just trying to get through the traffic? Like she was sick of that shit.
Dude, it's nuts, bro. You got to go see it. You're just like, how did she not see that?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a miscalculation where she was trying to get out of that lane way too late or what, but she caught enough of it that she went airborne, rolled, and landed upside down on the car that was in the lane next to her.
You guys got to do an episode where Mike tells some of the crap that he's seen out there, because I know you guys have shit.
I mean, there's honestly not crazy stuff. There's little interesting bits that you learn along the way, but there's nothing too out of pocket.
He sprinkles the good stories in once in a while.
There we go.
He's the salt of the show. He brings up the flavor. But let's let you go there, Mike.
All right, man.
Thank you for joining in. Your record of showing up is still flawless.
Yeah, I'm still intact.
You are still intact, and I appreciate that, sir. Thank you for doing that.
All right. But, thanks for having me.
Go be safe, and if you're driving on Delaware highways right now, please be careful, my friends.
Yeah. Pay attention to your orange lights and your orange signs, folks. Be safe.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mike. All right, that was fun. Like joining in a little bit. But he can't miss the show, like completely.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad he showed up. Glad he brought his presence.
Yeah, that's how we do it around here. I kind of blew through, 2 of the stories there. I know you were saying you have to get going soon. How you doing?
Actually, I do. I'm running I got to go like right here in a minute.
All right, man. Well, dude, thanks for jumping in.
Thanks for coming, Dan.
Dirty Tricks.
Guys.
Dirty Tricks, August 1st, Danny Whitson, guys. Go check it out. However you're going to consume that.
Absolutely. DannyWhitsonMagic.com. Hey, thank you guys so much for having me, man. You guys are fun. Pete, Maddie, and Mr. Mike. You guys, It's all good times, man. And have me back anytime, man. I would love to come hang out with you guys.
Absolutely, dude. That's, part of the plan, hopefully, Talk to you later, man.
Gotcha. Peace.
Later.
All right. So let's, we're going to break it there. I don't have anything. Oh, we can do this.
I was playing with those buttons earlier too.
That's too much fun.
I was going through them.
I don't
I was
know
going
either
through
of
them to
those.
see if they would match any of the AI descriptions of sound, and the only one we have is this.
Yeah.
That's the only one we have.
I like it. I love it. I want some more.
It'd be nice if there's three things where you could, if they went together at all, you can make one long thing. But here's one
don't.
called Despise. All right.
Uh,
All right. So
people do when they despise you.
that's pretty much true. Pretty true. Not a truer thing was said. All right. So now, oh wait, you know what he's got? He put it on the show sheet. Yep. There's that. JTT 42. Let me do this. Oh, wait. I'm going to. I think I'm still zooming. Zoom on. There we go. All right. Now, share content. Screen. Start. Go to the show sheet. Go move that out of the way. Go to this link. And we're back in the B block of the media virus, or the C. Yeah, no, C block. Let's start this again. And we're back in the C block of the media virus podcast. And here we are with Stanley McFadden and Just the Tips.
Just the Tips with Stanley McFadden.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Media Virus Podcast. It is I, the one and only Big Dick Daddy Professor Big Dickology from the U of V, bringing at you another episode of Just the Tips. Tonight's episode number 42, Focus. One of the things that I most enjoy about these videos is that I get the opportunity to look into myself and look into ways to help men across this platform to be the best versions of themselves that they can be. Additionally, it's helping women to be able to improve the lives of the men and their lives. But make no mistake about it, even though these tips can be used universally and unilaterally, no matter your age or ethnic background or your demographic, your sexual orientation, whatever would have you, keep in mind that I will always be for the dudes. All right? I love me some women, but bros before hoes. And so tonight's episode is one that is personal to me. Being able to retain your focus in the face of what is happening from a woman in your life, or from whoever your partner happens to be, is of paramount importance for us men to be able to retain our mental health, our emotional health, our sanity. When we have goals, when we have things that we're working on, it seems that only then is the moment that women come and try to distract us from achieving those goals. I was at the gym the other day, and I'm preparing to lift some heavy ass weights. All right, I'm a power lifter. I enjoy lifting heavy shit. So there I am, about to lift some heavy ass weight off the ground, and walking right in front of my fucking field of vision is one of them booty scrunch bitches. And when the shit like that happens, it's a good reminder to myself to keep focus. Keep focus on what is important to me. Keep focus of the moment that I'm in. Focusing on what I'm doing so I don't bust a fucking hernia and end up dropping 500 pounds on my foot or fucking up a lift. It is important to note, see, I even wrote down notes for this episode. It's important to remember that 80%, that's where we're at right now, 80% of all relationship breakups are initiated by women. That means, gentlemen, that they don't ultimately give a fuck about you. 80% of these bitches is just going to end it. So you need to focus on you more so than you're focusing on other people. Great example of this. So many times, too many times, when men and women get together, women like to convince us, oh, we need a joint bank account. Let's just pull all of our money and all of our resources together. There's just us. There's no you, there's no me, there's just us. And that's some bullshit. Men, keep focus on you. If you're gonna do some bullshit like that, then do it this way. You can do yours, your money, your account. Me, my money, my account. Then have an us, a joint account. If you're gonna have an account that the two of you are gonna share, keep in mind that bitch is probably gonna take it. So choose wisely whether or not you're gonna put what percentage of your money into a joint account. But do not give up your personal account in the process. Yours, mine, ours. If you're gonna go joint, that's how you do it. Your account for your money, for the shit that you want to buy, and I don't give a fuck what you want to buy with your money. My account, that's for me. That's my money that I'm going to spend on the bullshit that I want to buy. If I want to buy fucking Pokemon cards, if I want to buy Garbage Pail Kids, if I want to buy weed, if I want to buy fucking Hustler magazine, whatever the fuck I want to buy with my goddamn money, that's me, for my shit. And ours, whatever joint bills, joint expenses, expenditures that you want to have, yours, mine, and ours. You don't lose focus on you. Nowadays, we keep hearing about, like I said, 80% of these women initiating breakups, gold digging hoes, etc., etc. Good idea to think about NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, like Tiger Woods. That shit came in handy, did it not? Prenups. If you bring in a lot of money, a lot of financial resources to the table, then you may want to sign a prenup. You may want to protect your assets from that bitch. Because 80% of them are looking to take your shit. Protect your neck. Like Wu-Tang said, protect your neck, son. Protect your shit. Do not lose focus on you. Because she ain't got it. Know who the fuck you are. This is the tough one. Because depending on your age, your situation in life, and whatever's going on, you may not yet know who the fuck you are. But I tell you one thing, that woman can make you lose focus on who you are. Do not lose sight of who you are in the process of pleasing someone else. And I'm saying this from experience. Look at my fucking eyes when I say this. Listen to the words that I'm saying when I say this. Do not give yourself up in the process of trying to make someone else happy. It doesn't work. There will come a day where you will be looking at yourself in the mirror and not knowing who the fuck is looking back at you. Focus on you. Find and figure out who the fuck you are and be true to that motherfucker. Dreams. Do you have dreams? Are you working towards a goal? When you find a woman while you are pursuing your goals, if you decide to go that route, do not give up on your dreams. Do not give up on your goals for anybody. Do not lose sight of what you are chasing. Do not lose sight of what you are training for, what you are dreaming for, what you are working for in the pursuit of some pussy. Remember who the fuck you are. Focus on your dreams. Do not give them up for some pussy. Pussy will be there when you've reached that goal. It's still going to be there. It's always going to be there. Do you reach your stars? King and Queen. Gentlemen, it's time we start seeing ourselves as the kings that we are. How often do we hear girls referring to each other as, oh, queen, she's my queen? Fuck that. We kings. You and me. We kings. The Highlander once said, here we are, born to be kings. We're the princes of the universe. We were meant to rule this world. We are the motherfucking kings. And the only one worthy to walk with a king is a queen. Stop settling for big titty jugglers, big booty gestures, and the fucking clowns in the back. Stop falling for the bullshit people who aren't helping you to build your kingdom. Do not try to build a kingdom with anything but a queen. If you want to fuck the princesses, fuck the princesses. Fuck the paupers. Fuck whoever you want. Walk with a queen. Build with a queen. In order to do that, you must know, you must understand, you must treat yourself as a king, as the king that you are. Ladies and gentlemen of the Media Virus Podcast, every man within the sound of my goddamn voice, you are a king. Why do you think there's a crown on the head of the meme that I use at the end of this? Because I'm a goddamn king. And so are you. Let's be kings. Dr. Dre Media Virus Podcast, Just the Tips, episode 42, Focus. Happy fucking kings.
Oh shit! Sorry. Focus. Focus is what I'm actually lacking at the moment. Hang on, my video back on. There we go. Focus is what I'm actually kind of lacking right now, because I was checking the sound of the show, and didn't really prepare anything. But let me see if I can. I know this is fun for everybody to just watch this scroll by. Fucking awesome. This can't go any fucking slower.
I say it's got to be better than dying of dysentery.
I mean, you never know. Jesus Christ.
What are you trying to do?
I didn't have anything prepared, so I was looking to try to get to the link list. Now I forgot. What's the thing? Oh, here. The baby bison euthanized after being handled by Yellowstone guest, rejected by herd. And this is just one of the things. Here's a picture of the dumbass. I'm trying to help him. Nature has a plan, right? If this thing was meant to die, it's meant to die. And I wanted to, like, I'm relaying it back to the, last week we talked about the guy who got out of his fucking car to help ducks across the street. Got the ducks across the street, was all proud of himself, turned around, walked right and ruined a 17-year-old girl's life. That girl's got to walk around with that on her conscience for the rest of her life because of that dipshit. And now this guy, all this work that he just couldn't let it be. He probably hurt himself in the process. What is he, 75? Looks like you, Pete. If you shaved, you could be that. Pete, what did you do, Pete?
I didn't do anything.
What'd you do, Pete?
I didn't do anything.
Are you trying to convince us that's not you with it?
I wish I could figure out why I can't see myself on my screen.
Can you see the screen share that I'm doing at the moment?
Yep.
That's probably why you can't see yourself on your screen. Can you see yourself on your screen when you're talking?
Nope.
No?
Yep. Weird.
Yeah, because you're seeing yourself on my screen because I'm doing a screen share.
Yeah, that's annoying.
No. Right?
Technology is annoying.
Yellowstone National Park
Technology needs to work the way I want it to work.
euthanized a newborn bison calf after a visitor fucking touched the animal. You dipshit, trying to help it catch up with its herd. The National Park Service said on Tuesday the herd had been crossing the Lamar River on Sunday evening when the calf got separated from its mother on the riverbank. According to a press release from the agency, a man observing the scene approaching the animal with an apparent rescue intention. As the calf struggled, the man pushed the calf up the river and onto the roadway. Visitors later observed the calf walk up and follow cars and people. You dumb motherfucker. Any relevant information to tip line, the agency is yet to identify the man behind the incident, describing him as a white male in his 40 to 50s wearing a blue shirt and black pants. And that's him right there. But there was another story of, and the reason that they euthanized the calf is because it had gotten so accustomed to people that it would have to be people that would have to raise it. And then it's a large, dangerous, uncontrolled animal because we haven't quite domesticated bison like we have bovine, like, the cow, whatever the Bovinius Maurinius.
What?
Is everything in science has binomial nomenclature.
Well, bison are those like big animals that have been around
Yeah,
since
they're big
like the
bovine.
Indians.
Yeah, they're big. They're like cousins of
And
the
they're
domesticated
protected.
cow.
They're protected in Yellowstone.
Yeah, you're not supposed to fucking touch them.
Yeah, you're not supposed to fucking touch them. They're not cows. They're not. And they're
No,
not
I didn't say they were
horses or whatever. They're these.
But they're
Like
bovine.
when they grow up, yeah, they grow up massive, and they lumber about, and occasionally they run around. And I don't suggest getting in their way because they will trample you.
No, and there was just another story of a woman that almost got gored because she got too close to a bison. And if they get, if they get used to you, man, they're going to get used to people. They're going to think people are friends, and that's going to start a problem. It's going to have problems.
Well, I mean, they were here. They were worried that I mean, if you get your scent on them, their own herd would be like, screw you. Like, no, we're not going to tell you. We're not going to deal with you anymore. They just
herd
leave them
rejected
out
it.
there. They rejected it out. They reject it, and leave it to die in the woods. If it were ever hurt or anything, like, or just in general, they just go, no, you can't hang out with us anymore. You can't sit here. Pretty much.
You're tainted.
Yep.
So don't try to help the animals. That's God.
I mean, you can help animals, but like, use your head.
Nah, don't help any of them. I mean, the ones that are our fault. I'm not talking about cats and dogs and shit. I'm talking about the ones that are the ones that are our fault. Domesticated animals. We have to take care of them because they can't take care of themselves. A cat can. Feral cat can take care of itself. If it's born with no home and doesn't get declawed and doesn't, they're dangerous little fucking things. People don't realize how dangerous cats are. Cat will fuck you up. So I don't worry about cats. Dog will mess you up too. But the difference is you can, you can almost fight a dog.
I don't suggest that either.
You can almost defend yourself against a dog if you really need to. A cat will if you try to shoo off a cat with a stick, right? Or
there he is.
Our state's our BBC correspondent Stanley McFadden checking in from the road. How you doing, Stan?
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
Yeah, we're talking about fending off pussy.
Would you rather have to fight off with a stick? You have to use a long stick like a broom handle.
Okay.
Would you rather fight off a large dog or a medium-sized alley cat?
The dog.
You'd rather fight the dog.
Yeah.
And
dogs are logical and methodical, and they know when they're beaten.
Yeah.
Cats are just savage and relentless, and they just and that's why dogs are like men and cats are like women. Like a dude, like if you punch a dude in the face, he'll know, like, all right, you got me. Whereas if you punch a woman in the face, like, she's still going to keep coming at you.
No, yeah.
Like, there's just no that common sense.
I mean, unless you knock her right down, and if she's Irish, you ain't got a shot in hell.
You have to knock her unconscious.
Knock her the first time.
Yeah, like that thing in a cat's and in a woman's brain that says, I'm beaten. It's just not there.
No, but like a cat could, like, you try to fight that thing off with a stick, the cat could literally crawl up that stick and fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah. It won't work. Yeah.
It just,
I'd rather
cats, I would.
A dog.
So, in any scenario, no matter what you have, you'd rather fight a large dog than a cat.
Oh yeah. I'll say I'll fight a bigger dog than a smaller cat. 10
Just
out of 10 times.
Simply out of fear of the animal.
Yeah.
You're more afraid of a cat that's trying to hurt you than a dog. A large dog.
Yep.
I as well. Because I feel like you can almost reason with the dog.
You can, there is
you might be able to
reasoning with the dog.
communicate with the dog. Like, listen, that type of thing.
I feel like cats are more in touch with the use of their claws than dogs are.
Yeah. And that's the shit that hurts.
And that's the shit. That's the shit that hurts.
Cats just don't care. They just keep going.
Yeah.
They just keep slicing and slashing, and dogs are just like, I'm gonna try to bite you. Like, and then they're like, okay, I don't want to bite you anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, cool. Like, can I get a dog bone or something? Like.
Yeah, some dogs just get bored.
Yeah.
With biting. We used to say that when we used to let people in, when me and my guitar player were living together, he had a pit bull. And one of his favorite things to do is like, don't worry, if she bites you, she'll stop. And it was like, and if she starts humping your leg, just let her finish. But how's everything going with the Forgetful Squirrels there, Stan?
Pretty good. We've got we are taking over the Newark Arts Alliance on Friday. Tickets are $10. Show starts at I think 7. You can check us out on all the socials if you want to get tickets. You can Forgetful Squirrels at Facebook, Forgetful Squirrels on YouTube, Forgetful Squirrels at TikTok, Forgetful Squirrels at Instagram. All of those links will show you where you can get tickets, or $10 at the door. It's going to be a good time. And we have our show on Saturday, and that's going to be the free show and that'll be in Elkton at the barn, our usual, the home that we're often at in Elkton. And that show is a house show, so that one's free. So Friday will cost you $10.
Your normal haunt, you would say, in Elkton.
Our normal haunt is in Elkton, and that's free, and that's Saturday. Or you can pay $10 to see us at the Newark Arts Alliance on Friday.
But conceivably, you could pay $10 to go see you.
Yes.
Then go the next night and see you for free.
And it'll be a completely
different show. You've gotten 2 full nights of entertainment for $10. That's $5 a show. I mean, you'd see that.
You are not going to beat that.
And you heard Stanley. If you
and I am wildly entertaining.
If you go to the paid show and then go to the free show, he will take you around back and give you a handy.
I'll give you a reach around, but no eye contact.
All right, no reaching around, but I promise not to look down. Or vague promise.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
As long as it's a vague promise, I can deal with that.
Okay. I have to find one of those parking mirrors. But do you have anything to say about why people shouldn't try to help animals?
Don't fuck with animals. Just stop, white people. Stop touching animals. Stop helping animals. Stop moving animals. Stop picking up animals. Stop fucking with animals. Just
leave them alone. We're excluding the domesticated.
Let's be clear.
Which
non-domesticated,
the non-domesticated animals. Stop fucking with non-domesticated animals.
I follow a guy on TikTok. He had befriended a fucking coyote.
You're not befriending a coyote. If you are friends with a coyote, you are friends until you are food.
Yeah, I follow another guy who's friends with this squirrel, right? And the squirrel lives in the tree out back, but every night the squirrel comes up and listens to him tell the story, because he nursed there was a baby. He found the squirrel as a baby, nursed it back to health, And this fucking squirrel comes up every day and listens to him tell the story. I mean, obviously the squirrel doesn't understand what the fuck he's saying, but the squirrel looks at him as if it's some of the cutest shit you've ever seen.
Now, what happens if when that guy gets sick and he can't tell the story?
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking. But what might happen, since it's a squirrel, is the squirrel might die first. Then I feel bad for the man.
Or if someone else comes to the window and the squirrel's like, "Wait a minute, that's not my man," and then attacks that random ass person,
just fucks him up.
Some bitch opens up the window and starts singing into the moonlight or something, and the squirrel's like, "Fuck is this?"
But we shouldn't be messing around with wildlife. I mean, if it's hurt, like if man did it, that's one thing. Like if you hit a deer, it's a fully grown deer.
Finish it off. All right, that's all you got. Just finish.
Well, it's a better. Let's look at, accidentally, like you hit a turtle, with a propeller on a motor. That propeller on the motor wasn't in, the turtle wouldn't have gotten hurt. That's your fault. You're not going to eat the turtle, right? But maybe nurse it back to health, and then let it go. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I would.
You'd eat it?
Finish it off.
Just finish it off.
Finish it off. Drop an elbow.
Shock. You drop an elbow on the turtle?
Drop an elbow. I'm dropping the Macho Man elbow from the top of the roof of my car.
That's how you'd kill a turtle?
That's how I'm killing a turtle. That's how I'm killing deer. I'll do the Hulk Hogan leg drop from the roof.
Damn.
My brother, my son expects that if he ever comes in contact with a deer and tries to fight it, that my brother will give him $100.
Damn. All right.
He just has to attempt to fight. He doesn't have to fight the deer and win. He just has to fight the deer.
If I hit a deer and the deer's like woozy wobbly, I'll throw a punch.
Deer, not for nothing, but a deer, they ram their heads into each other.
Maybe
you're not going to punch. You're not going to punch it. Like they're built.
Do I still
different.
have the long stick?
I mean, they're literally built different than people.
I keep a long stick in my car. I'll bust.
Yeah, we're fighting with sticks. But you got anything? You got anything pressing on your mind that you wanted to?
No. Just that. Stop fucking with wild animals.
Stop fucking with wild.
Tired of seeing stories about white people fucking with animals. Just put them down. Let them struggle. That's how they learn. That's how they grow, or that's how they die. Either way.
And then another one comes up behind it. Like if a calf dies, the mom just makes a new one.
Exactly. I
mean, that's what that's what my father is the youngest of 7. And, this is back when you had a bunch of kids, because most of them died. You know what I mean? You wanted your genes to continue. You wanted one kid to make it. So you really hedged your bets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're down to these one kid families. And like, if you have a son and your son, thinks that in middle school, thinks that your son wants to be a woman, well, without your permission, I guess like people can fucking start doing that to him and neuter him pretty much. And then your line doesn't continue anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I've come to I was thinking about this morning, as a matter of fact, that a lot of this stuff, the two issues that I'm bombarded with the most are trans, just that's the issue, trans, and abortion. These are the two issues that are constantly rammed down my throat every time I listen to, any kind of political, thing at all.
Women's vaginas are rammed down our throat.
Well, that wouldn't be such a bad thing, except some of them aren't really women's vaginas. But what do those two things have in common?
Caucasity.
Population control.
That too.
You think about it. If you can convince a kid when he's 13 that he's not what he's, he ain't supposed to be what he is, or they ain't supposed to be what they am, they ain't supposed to be what they am, and then do irreparable harm to the reproductive system, so they will not have any children. And then the ones that do have children can just decide to kill them whenever they'd like. So what are we going to do for new people? Not just new people, but new virile men. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think we can.
All of the kids that have been born in my zeitgeist, in my atmosphere, in my, whatever, my niece, my granddaughter, I got another niece on the way, nieces, women, girls. There's something. There's gonna be this lack of boys soon, and then if we can convince boys that they're not boys, then we have no men to defend us.
True.
I mean, it's all a plot from our enemies. The empire's crumbling, and
And they're winning.
they are. But this took an odd turn. But C Block is brought to you by the hottest 100 women. You can check them out on Facebook and Instagram. That's the hottest 100. Ironic what?
We're sponsored by a site of gorgeous, beautiful women, and we're here talking about how, like, you're here talking about how, like, if we don't get any more men, we're going to be taken over by women.
Here's 100 women that are going to take over.
Well, I'm just saying, dude. What are the two things you hear about all the time? And what do they have to do with each other? And it's just, I don't know, sometimes put things together when I'm, driving in my car, and I go, oh. But I don't have a full thought. I just go, oh, that's population control. I mean, it's like the roads in Massachusetts. The roads in Massachusetts are population control.
Oh.
They are trying to kill you. That's the only answer for the way the roads are set up in Massachusetts. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Population control. That's how we cull the herd. But we're setting it up so that even the stupid and the weak can just survive and their genes continue. Like, it just doesn't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? You might not.
Oddly enough, I do.
Okay, good. No, I'm not saying I did. I mean, I would say my contribution to the gene pool is pretty substantial. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. My sons are quite the strapping young men. Good men.
Well, you put men into the gene pool, so there you go.
There you go. But I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. It's just a thought I had today. But I'm running out of steam. Pete, you got anything?
No.
No?
No.
All right.
I feel like if I get started on all the issues I've got going on in my head, we're going to be here all night.
Yeah, but tentacle porn is not really
No.
Well, like I said, C Block is brought to you by the Hunter's Hotted Women. You can check out all social medias. Forgetful Squirrels. You can check out Danny's comedy album with Danny Whitson, Dirty Tricks, coming out August 1st. I want to thank Big Daddy for coming on. I want to thank Grease Monkey Pete Special thanks to the Professor Mike Latoris for checking in from the road. And thanks, Danny Whitson, for hanging out so that we didn't have the most boring show ever. Because me and Pete are not the best conversationalists. That's why we have Mike read copy. We're good at making one-off, one-liner jokes. That's what me and Pete are good for. We just kind of interject with the one stupid thing and then tell long, boring stories. Right?
Right.
Pretty much it. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Very, very cool. And you can, check out everything The Media Virus at themediavirus.com. Well, just we don't have who's hosting. I might not know what's going on here. Right. This is host. Let's try this. I'm gonna claim host. And then Wait, we gotta do this.
Like the